Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift Worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Literally just before the start, Zwift has crashed, so I've just loaded back up again. Hopefully we can get going before the run starts, or we might just miss it, I don't know. Let's see what happens. Hold on. Start the treadmill. Good evening, Jason Darby. Yeah, look, I'm loading Watopia. Oh, please give me a late start. There we go. Let's go. Should be all right. Fingers crossed. They can't. They won't have started, or if they have, it'll be. No, there we are. We're all good. So this is the Zwift, the the pack beginners step-by-step group. Sorry, that just threw me then a minute there. We're going to be running very slowly, 8 kilometers per hour. This run is for beginner runners, people who are coming back from injury, and it's all about just staying together and just helping people through. People who are experienced runners also can join, but they are encouraged to add some incline gain to the run. So just to make it a bit more difficult for them, I might add a little bit of incline actually. Yeah, why not? Let's go up to 4% incline, and away we go. 8 kilometers per hour. Oh, I'm not moving. Unbelievable. Right, menu. Let's just see if we can pair without restarting the computer. Sometimes it's just not going to happen. Stride, foot pod. No, we don't want the stride. We want... Right, it's going to have to be a... Oh, I can't completely restart, can I? Can I completely restart? I can completely restart actually, and I'll just join Ryan Perring. So, oh no, don't update. I don't want to update and restart. Clive Finnemore says 40 seconds. Well, that was before. Don't tell me you're configuring updates. Absolute nightmare. Look at that percentage. Oh, well, you can't see it, but I've got the blue screen where it's configuring Windows updates. Do not turn off your computer, 30% complete. So we just have to reload Zwift, and then what I'll have to do, if I don't get a late start, I'll just have to join Ryan Perring, and we'll go as far as we can. So we're going to miss 5 minutes of the run now. Never mind. And the camera, for some reason... There we are. It's done now, Jason, thank you. Oh no, it's not. No, tell a lie, it's not done. 70%, 92%. Oh, it is doing it fairly quickly though. Right, here we go. So this all loads automatically, so I don't have to touch any buttons. And it's fairly quick. It's just a bit of a pain that it's just happened now. Yes, Tina. Exactly. Right, so there we are. That's the screen I'm seeing now. So waiting for all my little programs to load, and then Zwift will start loading automatically in a second. Here we go. Look, no hands. Zwift presses the let's go button all by itself. There we go. Right, so once we get back into Zwift, fingers crossed we'll be able to join the run. Nick Barter says, hey, well done with the Thames Path 100. Thank you very much. Negative split on a 100 miler. Don't get that very often, do you? But I just need it to be about 4 hours faster next time. I got it done, which was the main thing. The worry was, because I DNF'd it last year, mentally I just needed to finish the race this year. But then next year, or maybe the year after, we'll give it another go and try and get it at least 2 hours quicker. Right, here we go. We need to search for heart rate. Take that. Oh no. Come on, heart rate. Oh. Run. So we'll have missed almost a kilometre's worth of running. Jason Darby says, nice setup, thank you very much. It's taken me a while to get it all as configured as this. And you can only do that kind of thing on a PC, really. Right, now, are we going to get a late join? Yes, we are. That's nice of them, isn't it? Okay, let's go. I am going to get heart rate going. Oh, there, heart rate is there. Good. So, fingers crossed, we should actually be able to just join the run then. If it doesn't crash again, finding runners. Let's start the treadmill. get up to 8 kilometres an hour. And there we are. But I'm still not moving. Why am I not moving? This is really, really frustrating. Again. Starting to annoy me now. It says paired and there's nothing going on. Nothing going on. Please work. I refuse to go on the stride. I refuse. Right, I'm going to turn the treadmill off and turn it back on again. Right. Unpair both of those. And Zwift's crashed again. I'm not having much luck today, am I? No, oh, hang on a minute. No, we're all right. Right, search. My run treadmill. Are we going to get anything? Yes, finally. Okay. Now we're working. Right. Carol's. Right, I'm on. I am now on. It is now working. How far have you lot done? Look, they've done a kilometre, for goodness sake. Right, and I'm going to have to run faster now to catch them up because they're a minute ahead of me. Oh, you lot are hilarious. Debbie Colville's now taking the mick out of me. Carol's taking the mickey. Ryan Downey's taking the mickey. Chris Nolan says, sorry to see your tech issues. And Nick Barter says, hopefully we'll give that a crack. He's talking about Thames Path 100. Give that a crack in 2022. He's hoping for a negative split on Saturday's David Lloyd run. Mainly as it ends on a nice downhill. Good for you. Right. You can't take the mickey and expect me not to call you out. Right, let's see if I can catch this lot of reprobates up. So I'm going to have to carry on for a bit afterwards, aren't I, just to make up the mileage. Once again, I was hoping for an easy run. Jason Darby said, these are not tech issues, in reply to Chris Nolan saying sorry to see your tech issues. Jason Darby saying these are not tech issues, these are Stephen's features that he's implemented. I like it. Yeah, I deliberately do all this to entertain you. If I wanted to be completely professional and have everything working all the time, I could do that, but what fun would that be? You know, you'd have the same boring stream every time, everything working perfectly, showing you lot up. But no, I like to deliberately, have some problems because it keeps you coming back for more. It keeps you entertained. John Hunter says his legs feel like lead today. So, Shafi from Scotland is 34 seconds ahead. So that's who I'm looking for. We've got Ryan Downey is 40 seconds ahead. Carol Rushworth, Clive Finnemore 42 seconds ahead. So basically everybody's in a big pack. And I can see the yellow beacon in front of me already, so hopefully it won't be too long before I get back. Ryan Perring says he's chasing, I think. I am chasing. And I'm catching. Clive Finnemore says it helps the time go by. Yes. Listening to me getting annoyed. Right, the thing about this is, when this kind of stuff happens, everyone tells me, well, you should get out there early and set the stream up. Or so you know it's working. Well, 90% of the time I do that, and 90% of the time it is working perfectly well. And then the 10% of the time that I don't do it, something goes wrong. You can't win. You cannot win. Right, Carol and Debbie are 20 seconds ahead. There's Sabine. Carol says we wouldn't want it any other way with you, Stephen. Thank you, Carol. Here's Kay Salt. And here's Shafi. And there's Wada. There's Downey. Mark Harrison. Here's Debbie. And here's Carol. And there we are. Carol says we wouldn't want it any other way, but get a move on. Here I am. I'm back. Ryan Perring says, how much is a run these days? Isn't it about 60 quid? Something like that. 70 quid maybe, okay. Chris Nolan says, one day, when you're not so busy, I'd be curious to know what your stride critical power is. I think it's 308? 300, I don't know, something. It's just over 300, I think, at the moment. But yeah, I'd have to have a look. Paul Deering says, could be worse. I've been kicked off the treadmill by Debbie, so I'm now on the bike. I saw that, yeah. Simon Brooks says, how often do you change your trainers? And what are you currently running in? Do you have different for indoors and outdoors? I've done 533 kilometres in my Asics GT 2000s, so I think should I think about changing them? Okay, so first question about the trainers I currently am running in. I'm currently running on the treadmill in what am I running in? New Balance 1080s. I don't have a particular preference, to be perfectly honest with you, when it comes to treadmill trainers, as long as they're comfortable and fairly cushioned, then I'm quite happy, and these are very nice. I've got 2 pairs of New Balance 1080s, so I wear them on the treadmill. Yes, I do have different shoes for outside because I do a lot of trail running, so you need trail shoes which have got much bigger lugs on the bottom, much better grip on the bottom, and some shoes also are particularly good for long distance running, much more comfortable for long distance running. So I have Hoka's for outdoor running. I use Speed Goats, so Hoka Speed Goats. I've been through a few different kinds: Speed Goat 2, Speed Goat 3, and Evo Speed Goats. So yes, different shoes for indoors and outdoors. And after 533 kilometers, to be honest, you can probably keep them for another couple of 100 miles. I would say about 500 miles. I mean, if you've got plenty of money, then yes, change them. But if a pair of running shoes is an outlay for you, then I would keep them for a little bit longer. I mean, some of my road shoes I've had for over 1,000 miles. Right, we've followed Carol for long enough, so let's click back onto me. Right, we're in the pack. I haven't even mentioned that we're running around Paris. So we're on the Paris course, on the Rue de Rivoli at the moment, heading back towards the Place de la Concorde. So on the left-hand side, the trees, those are part of the Tuileries Gardens. So the big gardens outside the Louvre. Behind us is the Louvre. On the right-hand side are the shops, the famous shops of the Rue de Rivoli. And in front of us is the turn for the square, which is the Place de la Concorde. Simon Brooks says thanks for the advice, no problem. Clive Finnimore says, what have you got your max heart rate set to in Zwift? I think it's 185, which is probably not right, to be honest. I think I can probably go up to 190 these days. I'm a bit fitter than I was a couple of years ago, so yeah, I think I could probably get to 190, but I think my max heart rate is 185 in Zwift. And down on the bottom right, you can see my power. So we're at 163 watts, 163 watts of power being generated as I run with the step-by-step pack beginners group. This is another run organised by Ryan Downey, led by Ryan Perring. Main goal is to cover the whole route for anyone after the route badge. Okay, so we're going to try and run the whole route. Isn't that about 6 or so kilometres, isn't it? I think it's over 6 kilometres, 6.5 kilometres, something like that. Stephen, are you looking forward to the Zwift Academy run? I'm all signed up and looking forward to it. Yes, Chris, I've signed up, so just waiting for the first run to happen. I mean, I think the way to look at it is that, you know, unlike cycling, when they have their cycling academy, they're looking for potentially pro riders. But with this run academy, what we're looking for is anyone who, you know, shows some potential, or has an interesting story, or, you know, they don't have to be a sub 2:15 marathon runner, is all I'm saying. You know, if your goal is to run a sub 4-hour marathon, or even a sub 5-hour marathon, Zwift would want you to join the Run Academy. And you never know. You could be chosen as one of the people to go to Berlin and run the Berlin Marathon next year with help from Zwift. Right, I seem to have fallen behind just a little bit, so let's catch up with the pack. There's the Eiffel Tower just ahead of us there, look. And we're now into the Place de la Concorde with Cleopatra's Needle there on the left-hand side. It's not called Cleopatra's Needle, is it, in France? I can't remember what it's called. But it was a donation from Egypt. So all the usual crew are with us today. Clive Finnemore, Clara Rushworth, Wanda Archer, McKeown, Ace Ventura. Who else we've got? Ryan Downey, of course. Supine is a name I recognise, but I can't remember her surname, her first name. And if you're dropping ride-ons to me, thank you very much. John Brown, cheers, buddy. Jonathan Cost, good evening. Where have you been? Your wife has been. I keep saying your wife. I don't even know if you're married. I assume you're not. I apologise. I don't know what I'm talking about. Jonathan, your other half, Carol, has been abusing me for the entire run, and I need you to step in and take control, please. It's not on. So we'll round the Place de Concorde, and then we'll go back out up the hill towards the Champs-Élysées, up on the Champs-Élysées towards the Arc de Triomphe, still with a view of the Eiffel Tower in front of us. Go and drop some ride-ons. Mr. Richardson, pack leader, is way out ahead. Aaron Green. Is that Aaron Green or is that a different A Green? Running from the Black Dog. Untitled.com. I assume that means depression. P. Austin, well done to you. Thomas, well done to you. There's Mr. Perring. Hello, Ryan. And everyone else, I think I've already given a ride on to. Not Jay Hunter, there we go. I try and turn the camera angles on, something disastrous happened. I'm half a kilometre behind everyone else. Everyone else has done 3k. I have done 2.5. Jonathan says, Carol is hogging the treadmill and I've been watching her throwing insults around. Well, Jonathan, step up, please, and take a grip of the situation. It's simply getting out of hand. Carol says, Cousins, where did you go now? Yeah, I put my camera angles on, as you can see if you're watching the stream, and I just turned around and went the other way. I didn't do anything other than turn the camera angles on. That's what happens. Oh dear. Right, we're catching up to the back again. nice low heart rate, 110 BPM. As some of you will know, I am practicing with long, slow runs with low heart rate. I did one this morning, trying to keep my heart rate low, or trying to keep the watts on my stride foot pod low. Had a couple of peaks on the heart rate this morning when I was running, but I was running to power, so I was running with power on the watch from my stride foot pod, and I was trying to keep the power under 220 watts. So I kind of pretty much managed that. But the idea is to basically do very slow, low heart rate runs for 80% of my training. And then for the other 20%, they would be hard efforts. So trying to get into the orange and red zone, the orange zone particularly, and the red zone for some of the runs. So particularly hard efforts, and trying to keep away from the middle zone, zone 3. Carol says, what can we look forward to, cousins, in the next 5 minutes? I'm hoping nothing at all. I'm hoping it's going to be a very boring, straightforward run. I've given everybody ride-ons, so that's happened. The technical disasters at the beginning are done with. I've already turned around once, so that's not going to happen again. I could tell some jokes, but if I start typing, then disasters are about to happen. So I probably won't tell any jokes either. I could abuse Downey and Perring. Should we do that? No, they do such a good job. I mean, honestly, those two guys lead and organise more runs than I do. So, I mean, I don't lead or organise any runs, I don't think, at the moment. I just turn up at them all and run. I'm going to try and get on quite early tomorrow morning. I'm going to do a hill session tomorrow morning, probably about 9 a.m. So 9 a.m. if you're around and you want to see somebody walking up a hill on Zwift, then by all means join me at 9 o'clock in the morning. Jonathan says it was a good decision to run slower last night. What a crazy session. Yes. I mean, I'm obviously, having run long at the weekend as well, I didn't want to run. I can't do fast intervals. And I've still got quite tight hamstrings. So I just wasn't going to do a fast interval session yesterday. Ryan Perring says, this has flown by. Is it anything to do with my shenanigans? Have I helped it fly by? Surely the first 10 minutes was simply taken up with listening to me faffing about with my computer. Tomorrow's session is Friday fartlek with Mr. Downey, so get ready to sweat a lot. I won't be there. I will be in a car on the way to Liverpool. So I've got the weekend, my mum's birthday, my mum's 80th birthday. So I am on the way to Liverpool to celebrate with her over the weekend. So no stream for the weekend. I will be running, but I'll be back on Monday. Well, I'll have a session in the morning. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. I'll be doing a hill session on Zwift, and then away for the weekend and back on Monday. So yeah, my mum is 80 years old now. Ace Ventura says his heart rate is crazy today. I've literally done 3.5 kilometres, so I should probably do at least another 500 metres just to round it up to 4k for the evening. Ryan Perring says, once again, thanks all for joining. After the party, we'll run until 5k at 10 kilometres an hour. Okay, wow. So the after party carries on. Up to 5 kilometres. Oh, I'm going to press stay here. And we're upping the pace a little bit. So this is what happens at the end of the session of the pack beginners. Those who want to finish the session can log off and finish, and those who want to carry on, if they're up for going a little bit quicker, we can go at 10 kilometers an hour for the next kilometer. So most people have done 4k and they're going to make it up to 5k. I've done 3.5, so I'm going to make it up to, I'll probably make it up to 5k as well, to be honest. I'll just go a little bit longer afterwards. Carol says 13 kilometers an hour for the last 300 meters. Not for me. I'm going to keep it low. Ryan Downey says, happy birthday, Grandma. And now, Victoria says, belated birthday greetings to Ryan Perring. Oh, happy birthday, Ryan. I shall type that out. I like Paul's bike activity group. He's got a bike activity called Men Without Treadmills. Nice. Right, I'm going to go a bit faster to catch everybody up again. Right, I'm now at 4k. So I've got a kilometre to go now. Right, some people are sprinting to the end. Carol's off like a shot. Debbie and Carol are racing each other. Ryan Perring says the ladies are racing like it's the final stage of the tour. Ace Ventura says, did you break a record today, Stephen? What record have I broken? I don't think I've broken any records today. So everybody else is about to finish at 5k probably. I'm just gonna do another 500 or 600 meters just to click over to 5k. And quite a few people just reaching their daily targets as well. That's what all that ticker tape is. Ryan Perring, that'll be me till Monday. Cheers, Ryan. Take care, buddy. Okay, so we're rounding the island with the Arc de Triomphe in the middle of it. Let's put the camera angles back on. Ryan Perring says, thanks for joining us, Stephen. No worries. Always good fun. Austin is going for the 5k finish as well. So Debbie Colwell and Carol Rushworth are done. Colville, sorry. Clive is still running with me. Ace Ventura is still running with me. I've got about 300 metres left to go and then I'm done. Paul Deering was shouting at Debbie to run faster and try and beat Carol. So I will be back tomorrow morning bright and early at 9 AM UK time. I'm just doing a hill session in the morning. And then I'll be away for the weekend and I'll be back on Monday for Monday Run Club. No sense at all. So Ace Ventura and Clive Finnemore have done 5.5k. So they may as well go along and make it 6, guys, don't you think? And I'm slowing it down. Jonathan Cost says Debbie and Carol are terrible. A right pair, he says. Jay Hunter says, not sure if it was my heart or my legs that disliked that last 5k. Or last kilometre. Okay. Right, that's good. All done. Another enjoyable session finished. Thank you very much to Ryan Perring and Ryan Downey, the two Ryans, organising that. We're finished. It's all over. Thank you very much for the chat. Fun chat. Apologies for the technical problems at the beginning, but of course it wouldn't be me without the technical nightmares, and it makes it, I'm well aware, it makes it far more entertaining for you guys watching me suffer. Clive Finnemore says, see you tomorrow. Another day, another film my run. Says Bonaventura. So night, if you want to join me, if you want to come and run with me, you'll have to click the run with button, and I am going very, very slowly. Clive Finnemore is going to 6 kilometres. Tomorrow morning, it'll be around about 9 o'clock. About 9 o'clock, I'm going to do 500 metres of climbing over 4 kilometres. I'm going to have the treadmill set at 12% incline, right up at the highest point that the treadmill will go to on incline, and we'll do 4.2 kilometres at 12%. And I will do it as a progressive run. So I'm going to start at 5.5 kilometres per hour, go to 6 kilometres an hour, 6.5 kilometres an hour, and finish on 7 kilometres per hour. So very slow. If you're not on incline, you will be walking it. So if you're going to come and join me, you'll need to set your incline to make it in any way vaguely a useful session, because otherwise you'll just be walking and it will feel pointless. But yeah, that's it. 9 o'clock tomorrow, and then we're away for the weekend. My mum's 80th birthday at the weekend, so we're going to go and celebrate with her, and then I'll be back down here, south coast of the UK, for Monday Run Club on Monday evening. Take care, guys. Thank you very much for all your chats. Been entertaining as always. Yeah, it has been entertaining. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.